On December 18th, 2021, I walked through the doors of a psychiatric hospital with the intention of signing over for voluntary inpatient treatment. I had been in the waking hell of a string of panic attacks for the better part of 5 days previous. I wasn't eating, I wasn't sleeping, and while I struggled to notice anything outside the visceral anguish I was experiencing moment to moment, I saw in my beautiful partner's eyes how dangerous the situation was fast becoming. So I packed a bag. Sweatpants. They'll cut the string out of those. A t-shirt, socks, hair gel. Can I bring hair gel? Paper photos of my family. I numbly climbed into our minivan, and upon arrival, I poured out my primary complaints to the admissions nurse, and I signed paperwork with no promised release date. I let go of control in the biggest way I knew how, for the promise that it might just help me heal. 1 month prior to my voluntary admission, I had felt the fragile threads of my mental health beginning to fray and slip through my proverbial fingers. I was slowly but surely coming apart at the seams. I latched onto anything and everything I could to dull myself to the disaster looming over my head. I had to follow through on my commitments. I had to finish finals. I had to end the semester successfully. That was what I had set my mind to when I'd enrolled in college as a 30-something almost 2 years ago. Excellence. Show my children that it was never too late to start over, to pursue your dreams. I couldn't fail at this. I wasn't just going to college. I was leaving a legacy. The reality is I held it together until exactly 4 hours after my last final, and then I cracked. So painfully poetic an end for 15 weeks of blood, sweat, and tears in higher education. I had wrestled my 4.0 into submission once again, and I had lost myself along the way. My collapse was so epic and raw that it shocked bystanders. After all, it had come out of nowhere, right? But it hadn't, and I knew deep down that the rock bottom I was sitting upon as I found myself in a room of bolted down furniture, wrapped in a thin blanket and being monitored every 15 minutes round the clock, was the inevitable result of years ignoring trauma and grief so intense I felt it would swallow me whole. I came home before I was ready. 6 days is forever, and 6 days is also a shred of a lifetime. I came home for my kids, so Christmas without me wouldn't be one more childhood trauma they'd add to their adult therapy sessions someday. I find myself now in a haze of days. I sleep, I do yoga, I sleep more, I try to read. My partner forces me to eat something, drink some water. I do yoga again. I breathe in love and breathe out negativity and sob on my mat because my mind is so loud and the world is so fast and I desperately want peace in the midst of it all. It's been 2 weeks since I was released from the hospital, and I felt the tiniest whisper of a spark in me today for the first time. I heard my own inner voice, small and thin within the sticky black fear that threatens to engulf me every hour of the day right now. So I decided to hold on to the spark and pursue what that small voice asked for. Simple things. A quiet life. Relationships that matter. Our house is a mess. If a house represented its owner, our house looks a lot like my depression and anxiety right now. Our house looks like misplaced OCD and safe foods. It looks like working from home. It looks like sweet potatoes are shown to improve your levels of serotonin naturally, while the idea of actually ingesting a sweet potato makes me want to turn myself inside out. It looks like takeout containers from burnt-out evenings where just holding each other was chosen instead of holding a fork. It looks like happy kids and a supportive, if not bewildered, partner. It looks like not giving a fuck about anything that doesn't actually matter. I don't know how to pick up the socks off the floor when I cannot pick up myself. It looks a bit broken. It looks a bit like me. And I can't fix it right now. I can't fix it because I can't fix me. I don't want to fix me. I want stillness. I want to feel enoughness. I want right here and right now, and laughter and tears and the silly alongside the sacred. I want the holy that is broken. I want together. I want to honor the spark.